Little squeaker hit it, man. Little guy swiped at it. Tiny. That's bite number 3, landed fish number 2, and I think it's pretty safe to say he wanted that, judging on the way he ate it. Another little squeaker. I don't know where all the big ones are, but let's see if we can find them. You gotta weed through the little ones to find the big mothers, so let's get it. Oh my god, that was a bad hook set. That was a bad hook set. Another little guy. Okay, a lot of dinks today. I don't want this video to turn into a dink fest. I don't know what's going on, but they're hitting it super weird. I mean, some of them are just swiping at it, you know, and then this one's like eating it head first. It's weird, but I mean, I'm throwing a crankbait, Strike King, and it doesn't have any rattles in it, and preferably I think in low light conditions like I am right now, and a little bit earlier than I am right now, you'd want to throw something. If you're gonna throw a crankbait, you'd want to throw it with rattles in it, just because obviously the low light conditions, the fish can't see as well, right? So the water's darker, so you want to throw something with rattles in it so that they can feel it and hear it and key in on it, and you will get a lot more fish that way. So all right, so I want to take a little bit of time to talk about this crankbait. It is Strike King. I don't know the exact, I know the brand, I don't know the exact like model, but it's a Strike King crankbait. It's a bluegill pattern. There's a butt ton of bluegill in here. That's why I'm throwing this. It has no rattles, and I mean, because the light's getting higher, so I'm thinking that this is what they're keying in on, not so much the hard rattle. So I think that's why I'm catching them on this. The hooks are sticky sharp, even though I lost that one. That was just a bad hook set, and I mean, they're just loving this thing. It dives to about 6 to 8 feet. As you see that pretty big bill on it, and I think that's key because where I'm fishing is pretty deep at the moment. It's pretty deep. I'd say it's at least 8 feet. So I think they're I think the crankbait bite's gonna be pretty hot today, so we're gonna see if we can get some more on this guy. If it does die, I probably will throw a Senko, and then if they don't bite the Senko, I think I'll head up out of here. So let's get some more. Not a bad fish, actually. Kind of underestimated that fish. It's actually a pretty good fish. Look at how we ate it too, dude. Look at how we ate that thing. Crunched it. T-boned the hell out of it. That's the kind of fish we're trying to get. This is the exact size we are trying to get. This is a decent bass right here. On that Strike King crankbait too. Look at that thing. That fish actually T-boned it pretty good, but he was barely hooked even though he crunched it, dude. Barely hooked. Alright, so what I'm doing, there's a lot of mats. I mean, obviously you know this. I fish topwater frogs here, I fish Senkos here. And all I'm doing with this crankbait is I'm throwing them, getting them as close to the edge of that mat as I can without getting in it, obviously, because it'll get stuck if I get in it. But trying to get right up, just right up, right next to it, and then cranking it back. And usually when I get that perfect cast that's right next to it, it only takes me 3 or 4 cranks and they just smash it. So that's basically what I'm doing. It's simple. Everybody should know how to fish a crankbait. They are very effective, as you were seeing. Let's go ahead and get some more, baby. fishing a crankbait, it's simple. You just cast it out, honestly, and you reel it back in. You can kind of get fancy with it with incorporating some twitches in it like that. I mean, it all depends on what the fish wants, right? So you have to work, you have to play around with different retrieve speeds and twitches and stuff like that to see what the bass wants. So far today, they just wanted a steady retrieve. I haven't been twitching it or anything like that, and they've been smacking it. So yeah. Now I'm throwing this on a 7-foot medium heavy Aubrey Garcia Black Max, and it's got a real, not so much of a, I'd actually use this for jerkbait fishing, honestly, but it works pretty good for crankbaiting too. It doesn't have the softest of tips, but it is a pretty sensitive tip. So I think it's a pretty good rod for it. The reel I'm using is a Quantum ripping reel. It's a 6:2 to 1 gear ratio, high speed gear ratio. And this is on the lower side, like the slower side, I should say, of gear ratios that you really want to fish for a crankbait. I wouldn't go any lower than this. In fact, I wouldn't really go as low as this, just because, I mean, you're gonna have to reel pretty fast to get it at a decent speed. I'd usually use like a 6.5 to 1 or 7.3 to 1, something like that. Something a little bit faster, so you don't have to reel that fast, and it really gives you a lot of control over how fast you want that bait to come in. So yep, that's a fish. He barely hit it. Might be a decent one too. Oh, it might be a decent one. Oh, you just want to go under the dock. No, you don't. No, you don't. Oh, he just barely, dude. He ate it out of the grass, dude. He just barely hit it. Don't do that. Don't do that. Oh my God, that snapping turtle is on his ass, dude. That's insane. Get up. You're not getting that. There we go. It's a freaking tank. So I threw it, like I was saying, I threw it right up against the grass. And he cranked it on like the 3rd turn. And I thought I was hung up in weeds because it got so heavy. But look at this guy. Cranked it. As soon as I got him near the dock, he tried to go under the dock, which is what fish do, like bigger fish do. They go try to break you off on the dock, so you got to have a decent rod. That's why I got this medium heavy, so I could pull him out from the dock. And literally, there was a fat snapping turtle that it just swam so fast, tried to bite this bass, dude. That's why I had to get him up pretty fast. But that's a good fish on a crankbait. I like that. That's a good chunky fish. Alright, one more show for the camera before we let this guy go. That's a good bass right there. I like that. There's nothing like cranking midsummer on bass. I mean, a crankbait is like the perfect bait to use in the summer. The fish are going to be so much more active than they are in the winter, and then they hit it super hard like this. So let's get some more. I'm fishing the crankbait near the weed edges, and the fit. Yeah, it's a little bad. What was I saying? I'm throwing right up against the weed edges, and I feel like the really aggressive fish that are going to bite the crankbait are relating there. And I feel like if I throw the Senko into that spot I was telling you earlier, the deeper spots, and let it sink down to the bottom, I think that's where more the finicky fish that are going to be kind of hard to catch, but would bite a Senko are going to be. Little guy crushed it. I might head out. All the big ones seem to have moved away, and don't do it. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't cut it out. God, they're tiny. Okay, you know what? I'm not gonna lie, if I pull out one more dink like this, I'm gone. I think the big ones probably moved all out deep when the sun came up. And I think on that note, I'm gonna go ahead and head out. It was a successful day. Hope I taught you guys some tricks of how to fish a crankbait. I'm gonna obviously talk about it a little bit more when I get home. What I was throwing them on, how I was fishing them, where I was fishing them, stuff like that. So, without further ado, cue that awesome B-roll cinematic that we love all so much. Let's do it. Alright, hope you guys enjoyed that. I feel like, I really like incorporating those kind of shots into my videos now, and I hope you guys like them too, but let me know what you think down below in the comment section. But we're gonna go ahead and head home, and I'm gonna run over, like I said before, what I threw, what I caught them on, and how I caught them. So let's do it. Hey, hi, how are you? So we're back at the house, and I'm gonna go run over, I've said this like 3 times now, run over what I was catching them on, but before we do that, I gotta get some food in my belly. Let's do it. Okay, so it was a good day. I threw a crankbait. I went there like, maybe I'll try to throw them on a crankbait. You know, test this new reel out, or not new, but reel that I haven't used before but have had in storage for forever. And it worked really good, actually. They were biting the crankbait and they were not biting the Senko. Like, I really thought it was gonna be a strong Senko bite today, but it was not. I got one bite and missed them on the Senko the whole day. So, crankbait was killing them. This little guy right here, as you see, I mean, that thing is beat up from all the fish today. It's beat up, and there's a lot of bluegill that I've noticed in that pond, so that's why I'm throwing that bluegill pattern in crankbait. They were crushing it. All I was doing was throwing them along the weed edges, real simple, reeling them back in, and they were cranking them. The reel I was throwing it on is that reel that I said I had in storage for a long time. Somebody gave it to me. Oh my goodness, why do I always do that? Anyways, someone gave it to me a long time ago. I don't remember who, and I don't remember how long ago, but it's this guy. It's a beef stick. It's like, not a beef stick, but this is a beefy reel. As you can see, the thing's chunky. It is not comfortable to hold at all. It is a quantum ripping reel, 6:2 to 1 gear ratio, high speed retrieve. But it was actually, it cast pretty far. I had 16-pound Seeger and Vizex on there, fluorocarbon, and it was casting it pretty good. So overall, I'm pretty happy with the reel, honestly. I mean, I might fish it again. It's a right hand retrieve, which I wasn't used to, so I had to get used to that today. But after, you know, like a half hour, I had the basics down. I mean, it was easy for me, basically. So yeah, that's basically what I was throwing today, and hope you guys enjoyed. Please like, comment, subscribe. When you subscribe, please hit that bell button so that you're notified every time I upload. I've already said it before, YouTube doesn't like us, but you know, whatever. Just make sure to hit that bell button. I just want to say thank you guys for 100 subscribers. You guys are awesome. We're on the rise pretty fast, faster than I thought we would rise, honestly. It's all thanks to you guys supporting the channel and sharing the videos, and that really helps me. I appreciate it so much. I mean, this is my dream. I really want to be a YouTube content creator, so thank you guys, and as always, fish every day.